first time, I am Freed. If you're new to the channel, I'm just your average consumer that likes to check out world whiskeys. I'll give you my nosing and tasting notes, tell you what I ultimately think about it, and whether or not it's worth the price. And at the very end, I will put a music pairing with the whiskey, because music and whiskey, best friends. So today, we're continuing our Kavalan drink through. We only have two left. We have the Fino Sherry Oak, which we're checking out today, and we have the Oloroso, which I'm saving for last because, I mean, both of these are award winners, but that one I hear is quite special, and I'm looking forward to it. So I hope this is a little bit better than the last one we tried, the Brandy Oak. It just didn't hit me the way I was hoping it would. I'm not going to, throw it out. I'm going to try it again, of course, because you always got to try it twice. And maybe that was just a weird barrel, because these are all single barrels. This has been, for some reason, proved down to 54%. And, non-chill filtered, non-colored. Now, the age on this is, up in the air because it's just this little sample, so I don't even know. But if you find it on the actual bottle, if you have an actual bottle of the Fino, you can see that the distillation date and the bottling date, so you can figure out how old exactly your whiskey is. But I find, in general, it's between 6 and 8 years old, which is, pretty old when it comes to Taiwanese whiskey. They're a subtropical climate, so they have rapid maturation. They lose about 10 to 12% of their whiskey through angel share every year, compared to the 2% in Scotland. So that's quite a lot. That's a whole lot. So, so this one we're looking at today, this is the Fino Sherry Oak. Now, sherried whiskeys, not uncommon. Not uncommon at all. It's quite common. You'll find Olorosos, you'll find PXs, but this is actually on the other end of the spectrum when it comes to sherry finished whiskeys. If you're looking at like a line of glasses filled with sherry, you're going to have PX or Pedro Jimenez on one end because it's the darkest, and on the other end you're going to have some lighter ones, the Fino being one of those, and it's going to be drier. It's going to be a little less sweet, let's say. It's going to be fruity, but it's going to be a little less sweet as, like, say, your Olorosos or your PX. And a fun little mnemonic device that I've figured out to help me remember the flavor profiles of certain sherries is the Oloroso has got 4 O's in it. So I'm like, oh, that's dry. And this is lame, I know, but the PX, I tried to tell myself, PX, I love you. Aw, that's sweet. So I think PX as sweet. So if you want to use that, by all means, but it's been helping me as well. And but as far as dryness goes, this is going to be a bit on the even drier than, what do you say, buddy? This is going to be even drier than your Oloroso. And it's going to be lighter in color. It's almost going to look like you're looking like at a glass of Chardonnay. It's so light because it hasn't been oxidized. When you get down to your Olorosos and PXs and things like that, that juice has been oxidized by oxygen, and this one has not because it's been covered by a protective thing called floor yeast. Anyways, moving along. So when doing my notes, full disclosure, this shit is spectacular. I know I shouldn't give it away so soon, but I'm so excited. To be perfectly honest with you, the first time I tried it, and this is the first time I've ever experienced this in my life. My entire body just kind of sunk and relaxed, and every ounce of my being focused on the flavors happening in my mouth. It was an amazing experience, and I really hope it can be recreated in front of you today, but I very much doubt it. So I'm going to go in on the nose and just tell you what I smell right away. This has been sitting for a little bit, so maybe it's opened up a little bit. Come on, dude. It's gentle, it's warming, it's not like a punch you in the face like the brandy was. It's not like the alcohol fumes aren't just kind of ripping your nose off. Rum raisin ice cream drizzled with honey, like a cakey dessert, bready almost. White grape, dude. All right. The Kavalan noses, this is picking up where the last one left off. The Kavalan noses, or Kavalan, I use it both. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. They're so good. The noses are so good. The palate doesn't always match, but the noses, my Lanta, so good. I could sit and just sniff on this for hours, but we don't have hours, do we? Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, well, I'm going to go in for a sip. Come back. Man, I don't deserve that. I don't. That's so good. It's oaky, it's fudgy, it's almondy. It's okay, bear with me. Take like a plank of charred wood, put some sultanas or white grape raisins, and puree them. Smear that puree on top of that charred piece of wood, and then drizzle some like apricot jam all over that, and somehow magically make that piece of wood edible, and then just go to town. And that is what you're going to get. Make it the consistency of fudge, too. That would. Why not? I mean, you're making it edible. Why not make it like fudge? Come on. Plan to make you believe. God, it's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Bro. If I had to be just a nitpicky bitch about it, the finish, it's phenomenal. But as far as, the nose, the palate, and the finish, I would say the finish probably is the one lacking just a little bit. But it's medium to long. It's woody. It's kind of nasal. It even comes up into your sinuses and hangs out, but not in an uncomfortable way. It's pretty great. And I also get a little bit of like a sharp cheese at the very end of the finish. Just incredible stuff. So fun. It's so fun just to go in, taste it, and then do a bit of retro nasal, and then, it's just so much fun. No, I haven't tried this with water yet. Shall we try? Man, I was fighting my ass off to not just finish this sample while I was doing my original tasting and smelling notes because it was so good. I just kept listening to music and just going back to it, and I realized, Matt, damn, dude, you gotta record. All right, so let's put some water in there. Oh, yeah, rather delivery. We'll get into that at the very, very end. I'm sure you were wondering, both of you watching. All right, I don't want to delete this too much because the 54% was just right. It didn't taste 54%. It really didn't. It tastes much lower. It was very, very friendly. More apricot jam, more butterscotch. Give it some time, though. Come on. It's so yummy. Okay, I suppose it's time to talk turkey. It's a Kavalan Solist. You know what's coming. You know what I'm going to say. It's between $200 and $400 a bottle. Luckily, I can find them a little cheaper over here. And if I did, would I buy this? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This would make an amazing addition to anyone's collection. It's very tasty. It'd be a perfect special occasion bottle. It's so good. It's so, so good. Especially if you're a fan of sherry finished whiskeys. God, you're beautiful. With water, it gets a little spicier, which is nice, but not overwhelming. It's just kind of like, it kind of just fights you a little bit, oddly enough. You think it would just dilute it and chill it out, but it doesn't. It makes it a little bit more spicy. And those dried fruits come up a little bit more as well. And like the sultana element that I've been finding. God bless it, that's good. That's nice, yeah. Absolutely recommended. A bottle of it, if you can get it for, I would say sub 200, and you've got that, sitting around, yeah, have at it. Absolutely, you won't be disappointed whatsoever. And I think if you can find a glass of it, treat yourself, please, and let me know what you think. I'd be very, very curious. Cool, yeah. So the music that I have chosen to pair with this is absolutely perfect. I believe it is Michael Henderson's Solid. As always, there will be a link to it down in the description. It lures you in with a very playful and clever bass line, and then it lets you know, like, hey, I've got you, this is going to be a very pleasant experience. But then it takes you on just a beautiful musical journey. No words, instrumental song. And it just takes you on a journey. There are highs and there are lows, but there's still that underlying element of comfort, welcoming, safety, and beauty that's just veined throughout the entire song, and it's absolutely perfect pairing for this whiskey. Michael Henderson's Solid. Listen to it down there. All right, so I'm not sure what this is. It could be one of 3 or 4 things. I have an idea, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to get this stuff out of the way and hopefully not make too much noise. And if I knock that off, I will probably cry on camera. And I won't be ashamed, because strong men also cry. Are you surprised at my tears, sir?
Oh, fucking A.
More Big Lebowski quotes. All right. Okay, I'm probably going to edit through this so it's not just me hacking away at a piece of styrofoam. Ah, nice. So, over the last few years, I think, I have been just for fun, because I like, A, they're delicious, and B, I really like the artwork. I've been trying to get a collection of, ideally, special edition cask strengths of the Douglas Lang Marvelous Malts, Regional Malt Series. And this one is the Big Pete, the cask strength Big Pete. This might be China only. Yeah, it's cask strength 51.9. And my Chinese character reading is pretty shit, so this could be, and that's what it is saying there. So this might be China only. But this label and the art is just so cool. I really, really dig it. And luckily, I just, with anticipation of this coming, I bought just a normal 46% Big P, because I really wanted to taste it. This is these are an Isla expression. So I think he's got the Highland, Lowland, Islands, Campbelltown, Speyside, and this one's the Isla version. So it's a mix of Ardbeg, Coila, Bamor, Port Ellen. So, and I tried it the other day. Delicious. I really enjoyed it, so I'm glad to have that a part of my collection. And here I've got the rest. The only one I need is the Galdrins, the Campbelltown expression. And I don't even know if they make a cask strength version of that. If they do, it's probably a pretty special edition. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm on the hunt. So there's that. Cool. Now, thank you so much for sticking around. And I hope you like the song. And I hope you like the video. And if you do, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. It really does. I mean, I might not know who you are. I might not know your name. But you would be surprised at how happy it does make me. So thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around at the end, I'd greatly appreciate it. Next up is the Oloroso, and then we're done with the Kavalan. So we'll have to move on to something else. I wonder what. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, thank you so much for coming by, and we'll see you next time.